Alright, what's going on guys, it's Alone Courier here, and I am here to talk to you guys today about Battlefield 1, and will Battlefield 1 beat Infinite Warfare? Now, I was sitting there last night playing a little bit of Battlefield 4, you know, just chilling out, getting a couple of games of Conquest and Russian, and I sat there and asked myself the question, you know, will Battlefield 1 beat Infinite Warfare this year? And I was sitting thinking it over in my head a bit. And I have made a video on this before, but I felt like talking about it again because obviously there was the Battlefield 1 beta, which was on over a month ago. I know it's really late, this fucking video, but it's almost a month until Battlefield 1 drops, and you know, it's still good enough to put this video out now. So yeah, Infinite Warfare, the beta is obviously coming out very shortly. It's actually coming out within like the next 3 weeks, I think, and Battlefield 1 is obviously releasing the week after the Infinite Warfare beta. So different ways of the games. I think in some ways, shape and form, that Battlefield 1 can beat Infinite Warfare. Now, I don't think Battlefield 1 is going to beat Infinite Warfare in straight up sales numbers and money made. No, I don't think it's going to beat Infinite Warfare in that way. Now, Activision more than likely will be like, oh well, we outsold Battlefield 1 this year, woo for us. Now, the reason why Infinite Warfare is always going to outsell Battlefield 1, you know, Call of Duty will always outsell Battlefield, that's just the way it's going to go. Now, if you're that much of a Battlefield fanboy and you're pretty triggered right now, I'm sorry, but Battlefield is never going to outsell Call of Duty. It's never going to happen. They've had numerous opportunities to do it. Obviously, with Battlefield 4, they really did have the chance to cripple Call of Duty Ghosts, but yeah, Battlefield 4 kind of shot itself in the foot with that horrific launch. And obviously people didn't want to play it, but Battlefield 4's had more longevity than any of the Call of Duty games over the last 3 years, and Battlefield 4's had more community love than any of the Call of Duty games in the last 3 years. So the question is, why can't Battlefield 1 do it? And Battlefield 1 probably can beat Infinite Warfare in terms of opinion, in terms of reviews and whatnot. But Infinite Warfare is always going to beat it in sales because Call of Duty, it's like a fucking household name nowadays, you know? You think of like, I don't know, like the WWE, that's like a household name. Everybody knows what the WWE is. Like, everybody knows what Call of Duty is. Everybody knows what Coca-Cola is. It's like that. Call of Duty is that widely known of a video game. Battlefield just isn't. Now, I know Battlefield 1 has had a shitload of advertising so far, but if you've noticed, it's aimed at us gamers, it's not aimed at normal people. Battlefield 1, the advertisements it's had is been through YouTubers and just advertisements on YouTube, etc. Whereas Infinite Warfare, no doubt during the last month of it, you know, pre-release, it will start having television ads. And Battlefield 1 might, but Battlefield's still not that much widely known as Call of Duty is. It's just as easy as that, you know? Battlefield is a big game, sure, it's had numerous games and everybody's loved them, but the thing is, Call of Duty is always going to be more widely known, and just due to that, people are more likely to buy Call of Duty, because Battlefield obviously has a lot of accessibility reasons that people would rather play Call of Duty. I'm not gonna lie, when I started playing Battlefield 4, I would rather play Call of Duty because Battlefield is a lot harder to access than Call of Duty is. Now, I know that you Battlefield players that have been playing it for years now, you don't think it's got accessibility reasons, but for someone that's new to the game, browsing through servers and whatnot is rather quite hard. And Battlefield 4 picking it up at this point, you know, you've got DLC that you still need to buy, and obviously there has been weekends where it's been free, but you know, you have to come in and it's like, buy Battlefield 4 Premium, buy all the DLC, and it's like, yeah, you know, it's got accessibility problems, Battlefield 4. I mean, it's a great game, but it's got those reasons. And another thing as well is obviously Call of Duty is just that much easier to sit down and play. Call of Duty, you know, you've got a game of TDM that goes on for 10 minutes, whereas in Battlefield you've got a game of TDM that goes on for 60 minutes. Sure, the score limit is the same, but, well, you've got hour-long matches potentially in Battlefield, whereas Call of Duty, the match is over in 10 minutes. Call of Duty is easier to just sit down and play a couple of games of TDM than Battlefield is to sit down and play a couple of games of Conquest. Like, a simple game of Call of Duty is like one game of Conquest in Battlefield. And that's where the accessibility problems come in. Now, I'm not asking them to change those, because I love Battlefield for that reason. That's the reason why I like Battlefield, because it's a lot more of just, you know, you join in and there's like a 60-minute time limit, and you can do a lot more. You know, there's the server browsers. I prefer that to just joining a game on one of the dedicated servers, you know, air quote dedicated servers on Call of Duty. But getting a little bit sidetracked here. Obviously, Infinite Warfare was crippled with its trailer because everybody insta-dislike bombed the shit out of that video. And obviously, Battlefield 1's trailer came out a couple of days after Infinite Warfare's trailer, and that received a shit ton of likes. But to be honest, likes versus dislikes isn't going to change much. Yeah, Infinite Warfare received probably the most amount of dislikes on a single game trailer, or a single trailer ever. I think Infinite Warfare is currently sitting at the most dislikes on YouTube ever, just behind Baby by Justin Bieber. I mean, it's a long way off being that disliked, but it's definitely the second most disliked video on YouTube ever. And that doesn't mean shit, because people are still going to buy it. People are still going to hoard and flock to that shit when it releases. Now, I'm serious about that, because you've got half your Call of Duty fucking, I'm going to quote Hard60 here, fucking commentators that sat there going, oh, Call of Duty, rip COD and all this bullshit. You know, they're sitting there acting as if they know that Call of Duty is going to flop this year, but it's fucking not. It doesn't matter, Call of Duty will never flop. I mean, yes it will in terms of player retention rate, because I don't think many people are still going to be playing it within 4 months time, but on launch day, enough people are still going to buy it. And I mean, yeah, there's the beta, so people are going to try it out already, but there's still going to be a lot of people buying it on day one. Will it be as many people as the ones who bought, like, Black Ops 1? No, I don't think as many people are going to buy it, but it's still going to be an insanely successful game. Call of Duty is always successful. It doesn't matter how dog shit the marketing is, it doesn't matter how bad the game looks, people will still buy it. Just like if Battlefield 1 was completely fucking awful, people would still buy it because of the name. Now that's the reason why Call of Duty is selling so well these days, is because of the name. Call of Duty, that's the reason why people buy it. They don't think, oh, Advanced Warfare looks good, they just think, oh, there's a new Call of Duty game out this year, I may as well buy it. You know, that's just the mentality of some people out there. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, you know, you do you. I'd fucking buy a new Halo game just because it's Halo. You know, I'm not going to slag people off if they're going to buy Call of Duty just because it's Call of Duty. Because there's games I buy just because of the name tag. Like, if there's another Colin McRae Dirt game that came out, I would buy that instantaneously because I love the Colin McRae Dirt series. Except from Dirt, fucking whatever the third one was. Not the third one, the spin-off one that they made, fucking, yeah, that was a piece of shit. But, yeah, I buy it because of the name. You know, and I feel like it's a bit, like, contradictory to try and slag someone off for buying a game because of the name tag when I'd buy a new Halo game because of the name, and I'd buy a new Gears of War game because it's Gears of War, you know, I'm like that as well. But Infinite Warfare, I don't think it's actually going to be that much better than Battlefield 1. Obviously, there's a lot more reasons why Battlefield is a better game, because Battlefield 1, it takes a long time for Battlefield to get repetitious, whereas Call of Duty, it gets repetitious within the first couple of weeks, you know? Within the first couple of weeks, you've experienced everything within the game of Call of Duty. Whereas with Battlefield 4, you can still be playing it to this very day and still be experiencing new things in Battlefield. Now, I'm not trying to say that Battlefield is, oh my god, the best game ever, but Battlefield has a lot more to offer you in terms of variety and just in terms of not getting repetitious compared to Call of Duty, because Call of Duty just offers maybe 30 weapons per game with some supply drop weapons, you've got some grenades, you've got some gadgets, you know, you've got perks that you can use, whereas Battlefield, it's got shit tons of gadgets, it's got shit tons of equipment, it's got tons of guns, you know, it's just stuff like that. There's a lot more to fuck around with in Battlefield, you know, you've got the game where you can play as the tanks, and I mean, that's a separate game mode within itself, packaged into the same game that you're still playing, you know. You can play tanks, you can play helicopters, you can play fighter jets. You know, Battlefield's just got a whole lot more to offer you than Call of Duty has. And I mean, I'm pretty much word for word quoting B Dobbins for the win here when I said all that, but it's true. You know, Battlefield offers you a whole lot more than what Call of Duty does. But Call of Duty will always win, because Call of Duty has that simplistic gameplay that people yearn for. As much as Battlefield is praised for its technicalities and having the tanks, the horses, the jeeps, stuff like that, people are always still going to prefer basic boots on the ground combat. Now, I know that Infinite Warfare isn't boots on the ground, but people still prefer the simplistic nature of getting kill streaks, of killing people over and over again, of the small maps that you get from Call of Duty. Now, that's just a different kind of player there, because obviously Battlefield is catered to a different kind of player than Call of Duty is. But yeah, I feel that Infinite Warfare may be more successful in terms of sales, but I think in terms of community feedback and whatnot and reviews, Battlefield 1 definitely will have the advantage over Call of Duty because, well, people are kind of biased. But with Infinite Warfare, it's technically packaged as two things. It's technically Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare remastered, so I think that Infinite Warfare just might cinch the victory because they've got Modern Warfare remastered, whereas Battlefield 1 is just its own solo experience. So, yeah, I think it's going to beat Infinite Warfare this year in terms of opinions, but in terms of sales and as far as money goes, Infinite Warfare is definitely going to win as per usual. Anytime that Call of Duty's went face to face with Battlefield, it's always the same outcome. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. It's been a Lone Courier. If you've got any opinions on this, leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.